Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु। प्रणाम। ये श्लोक मैं देख रहा हूँ 1-3-11 ये 1-30
मैंने तो 3 लिखा
है।
आपको मैंने 13 लिखा कि 3 लिखा है?
नहीं मैंने कहा, मैं तो देख रहा था, मैंने कहा 1-3-11 कुछ डिफरेंट सा वर्ड्स लग रहा है।
13
1-13-11 ओके। Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. So welcome to our reading of Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, daily reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll begin our session. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। So our Q&A 50% occupied. क्या हुआ आज? हाँ, we are less people today, 9, and out of 9 only 2 have submitted. Oh, क्या हो गया? Anand Vilasri, Radha Mata ji 100%, and Jeet Mata ji 50%. Okay, ऐसा क्या हो गया आज? Okay, where is Atul Prabhu and others? Give me a second. Let me also try. और कम से कम नीचे वालों में ही ड्रॉप भी कर दूंगा मैं। Okay. Start game. Okay, I have finished only. So okay, Anupama Mataji also come. Okay. let's start. Punji. So 11 of us are there, only 4 have attempted. So again, I humbly request, please attempt these questions. These devotees are so nicely preparing to serve us. So अभी हम लोग आज का श्लोक पढ़ते हैं 113:11. अपि न सुरधस्तात बांधवा कृष्ण देवता दृष्टा श्रुता वायाद्वा स्वपूर्यम सुखम आसते. Translation and prepared by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My uncle, you must have visited Dwarka. In that holy place are our friends and well-wishers, the descendants of Yadu, who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Shri Krishna. You might have seen them or heard about them. Are they all living happily in their abodes? So, अभी क्या चल रहा है इस चैप्टर के अंदर कि किस तरह से बताते हैं कि जो विदुर है वो तीर्थ यात्रा करने गए हैं और वो तीर्थ यात्रा करके जब वो वापस आते हैं हस्तिनापुर के अंदर, तो सब जितने भी पांडव हैं वो सारे के सारे सब लोग और जो बाकी जो गुरु वर्ग है सब लोग बाहर आते हैं उनसे मिलने के लिए, और वो उनसे बहुत अच्छी तरह से मिलते हैं, उनका स्वागत करते हैं और वो पूछते हैं कि उन विदुर के बारे में, आपने तीर्थ में गए, क्या किया, कैसे किया, उनके बारे में बताइए. और उनका गुणगान करते हैं बहुत ही सुंदर श्लोक के अंदर कि किस तरह से कि जो भगवान के भक्त होते हैं वो स्वयं तीर्थ होते हैं, क्योंकि वो भगवान को अपने हृदय में हमेशा लेके चलते हैं, इसलिए वो जहाँ भी जाते हैं वो स्थान जो है वो तीर्थ हो जाता है. इसे आप पाएंगे कि श्रील प्रभुपाद थे, so he has converted all the places where usually हम लोग बोलते हैं कि जहाँ पर कोई पवित्र नदी नहीं बहती है, वो जो स्थान है, it is not considered a very auspicious place in India. Some some holy river has to, जो हमारे गंगा, यमुना, नर्मदा, कावेरी, सिंधु, इस तरह से जितनी भी हमारी जो पवित्र नदियां हैं, जहाँ जहाँ बहती हैं, जिन देशों, जिस प्रदेश में, जिस एरिया में, उसको पवित्र मानते हैं, और जहाँ पवित्र नदी नहीं मानते उस जगह को श्रेष्ठ शान नहीं माना जाता. और हम देखते हैं कि किसी तरह से जो श्रील प्रभुपाद है, that he went all over the world because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. Then what he did, he converted all the places into places of pilgrimage. तो आज लोग न्यूयॉर्क जाते हैं कि कहाँ इस्कॉन की स्थापना हुई थी, 26 सेकेंड एवेन्यू में, वहाँ जाते हैं, become a तीर्थ. They go to West Virginia to see Palace of Gold, become place of तीर्थ. They go to the New York, जहाँ पर पहली बार प्रभुपाद ने कीर्तन शुरू किया था, place of तीर्थ. So this is the potency of the pure devotee of Lord, that wherever he goes, he makes that place as a place of pilgrimage. तो उसके आगे का जो हालचाल है वो हम अब इन श्लोकों में पढ़ते हैं, और आप में से जो लोग पढ़ना चाहते हो प्लीज रेज योर हैंड सो वी कैन रीड टर्न बाय टर्न. My uncle, you must have visited Dwarka. In that holy place are our friends and well-wishers, the descendants of Yadu, who are always wrapped in the service of the Lord Shri Krishna. You might have seen them or heard about them. Are they all living happily in their abodes? But the particular word Krishna Devata, that is those who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Krishna, is significant. The Yadavas and the Pandavas, who were always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna and his different transcendental activities, were all pure devotees of the Lord, like Vidur left home in order to devote himself completely to the service of the Lord. But the Pandavas and the Yadavas were always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna. Thus, there is no difference in their pure devotional qualities, either remaining at home or leaving home. Either remaining at home or leaving home, the real qualification of a pure devotee is to become wrapped in the thought of Krishna favorably. That is, knowing well that Lord Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead, Kansa, Jarasangh, Shishupal, and other demons like them were also always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna. But they were absorbed in a different way, namely unfavorably, or thinking him to be a powerful man only. Therefore, Kansa and Shishupal are not on the same level as pure devotees like Vidur and Pandavas and the Yadavas. Maharaj Yudhishthir was also always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna and his associates at Dwarka. Otherwise, he could not have asked all about them from Vidur. Maharaj Yudhishthir was therefore on the same level of devotion as Vidur, although engaged in the state affairs of the kingdom of the world. So, ये जो प्रभुपाद बोल रहे हैं, ये क्या कह रहे हैं कि अन्य विलासिता शून्यम ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृतम अनुकूलेन कृष्णानु शीलनम भक्तिर उत्तमा। ये जो भगवान के भक्त हैं, ये कृष्ण भक्ति के अलावा, कृष्ण की सेवा के अलावा, कृष्ण के ऊपर ध्यान देने के अलावा और सभी कामनाओं से रहित हैं। और चाहे वो ब्रह्म ज्ञान हो या नित्य या नैमित्तिक कर्म, किसी तरह की योग तपस्या, इन सब से पूरी तरह से अनावृत और एक अनुकूल भाव से भगवान का ध्यान करते हैं, लाइक दिस। सो ये भी बताता है कि किस तरह से कि जो भगवान की भक्ति है वो हमेशा किसी भी तरह से रोकी नहीं जा सकती। ये भागवतम में भी आता है कि इस तरह से अप्रतिहता, सो कि भगवान की जो भक्ति है वो कभी भी किसी भी सर्कमस्टांसेस में रोकी नहीं जा सकती। इट इज कंटिन्यूस। सो इसी तरह से हम देखते हैं कि स्थान में पोटेंसी जरूर होती है, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट, बट मोर देन दैट इज द पोटेंसी द लॉर्ड which is who's being carried in the heart by the beauty. So Mother Sita, she was in Lanka, but heart was in the lotus feet of Sri Ramchandra. Bharat was in Ayodhya. Lord was not in Ayodhya, but Bharat's meditation was completely on the lotus feet of Sri Ramchandra. और कैसे कह सकते हैं हस्तिनापुर, that Maharaj Yudhishthira is there, the Pandavas there, and Krishna is not there, but their heart is in the lotus feet of Krishna. Similarly, Yadavas, Krishna used to be in Hastinapur so many times, so their heart used to be in his lotus feet. And on the other way, there are others like Kansa or Jarasangh or Shishupal who were also constantly meditating. जबकि धामवासी थे, कंस धामवासी, but he is thinking about Krishna in an unfavorable way. So obviously, because he is meditating, क्योंकि वो भगवान के ऊपर ध्यान कर रहे हैं, तो उसका फल उन्हें अच्छा जरूर मिलेगा, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं। बट उनमें और भगवान के भक्तों में बहुत अंतर है, क्योंकि one is doing meditation favorably and other is doing unfavorably. So इस तरह से हम देख सकते हैं कि स्थान इतना महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है जितना हमारा जो हमारे हृदय का स्थान है कि वहां क्या चल रहा है, that is more important. So that is why the Prabhupada is clarifying all these things here so nicely, and that our consciousness is more important than place we are in, like this. So that is understanding from this shloka. Okay, so we read the next shloka. Okay, nobody wants to read. Okay, I'll continue. Okay, so now we're into 1:13:12. Iti ukto dharma rajena sarvam tat samarvanya yathanu bhutam kramasho vina yadupul shamyam. Thus, being questioned by Maharaj Yudhishthira, Mahatma Vidur gradually described everything he had personally experienced, except the news of the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. तो पूरा यदुकुल नष्ट हो गया, उसको छोड़ के बाकी सब कुछ उन्होंने बता दिया। और वो क्यों नहीं बताया, वो अगले श्लोकों में will get clear. Okay, we come to the next shloka, 13. Nanvan apirayam Durvishaham Nirnam Swayam Upasthitam Navedya Sakuruno Dokithan Drashutum Akshama. Compassionate Mahatma Vidur could not stand to see the Pandavas distressed at any time. Therefore, he did not disclose this unpalatable and unbearable incident because calamities come of their own accord. So this is a very important lesson for us. Usually such uh, uh, heartbreaking news is never given to somebody whom you're very close, because you know that the person's heart will break. He will be as good as a dead person. So better not to disclose this to him or to her. And the bad news, such a bad news with any weight level. Purport. According to Niti Shastra, one should not speak an unpalatable truth to cause distress to others. Distress comes upon us in its own way by the laws of nature. So one should not aggravate it by propaganda. For a compassionate soul like Vidur, especially in his dealings with the beloved Pandavas, it was almost impossible to disclose an unpalatable piece of news like the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. Therefore, he purposely refrained from it. So ये देखते हैं हम कि आगे पढ़ेंगे कि इस तरह से वो पांडवों से एक तरह से डील कर रहे हैं that he doesn't even want to give a distress to them. और दूसरी तरफ धृतराष्ट्र, he will speak like a lion, because that is what Dhritarashtra needed, and there is something in which Pandavas needed to be dealt with. So this is the expertise of a pure devotee of the Lord. So he knows what to give to whom. So we read the next shloka. Kanchit kalam athavasti sadkrito devayat sukham bhratu jeshtayas shreyaskrit sarvesham sukham avahan. Thus, Mahatma Vidur, being treated just like a godly person by his kinsmen, remained there for a certain period, just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother, and in this way bring happiness to all the others. Purport. So, Krishna, saintly persons like Vidur must be treated as well as denizens from heaven, which means Devta. In those days, denizens of heavenly planets used to visit homes like that of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and sometimes persons like Arjun and others used to visit higher planets. Narad is a spaceman who can travel unrestrictedly, not only within the material universe, but also in the spiritual universes. Even Narad used to visit the palace of Maharaj Yudhishthir, and what to speak of other celestial demigods. It is only the spiritual culture of the people concerned that makes interplanetary travel possible, even in the present body. Maharaj Yudhishthir therefore received Vidur in the manner of reception offered to the demigods. Mahatma Vidur had already adopted the renounced order of life, and therefore he did not return to his paternal palace to enjoy some material comforts. He accepted out of his own mercy what was offered to him by Maharaj Yudhishthir. But the purpose of living in the palace was to deliver his elder brother Dhritarashtra, who was too much materially attached. Dhritarashtra lost all his state and descendants in the fight with Maharaj Yudhishthir, and still, due to his sense of helplessness, he did not feel ashamed to accept the charity and hospitality of Maharaj Yudhishthir. On the part of Maharaj Yudhishthir, it was quite in order to maintain his uncle in a befitting manner. But acceptance of such magnanimous hospitality by Dhritarashtra was not at all desirable. He accepted it because he thought that there was no alternative. Vidur particularly came to enlighten Dhritarashtra and to give him a lift to the higher status of spiritual cognition. It is a duty of the enlightened souls to deliver the fallen ones. And Vidur came for that reason. But talks of spiritual enlightenment are so refreshing that while instructing Dhritarashtra, Vidur attracted the attention of all the members of the family, and all of them took pleasure in hearing him patiently. This is the way of spiritual realization. The message should be heard attentively And if spoken by a realized soul, it will act on the dormant heart of the conditioned soul. And by continuously hearing, one can attain the perfect stage of self-realization. So wonderful these two lines are. Last two lines, so wonderful. What is the way of spiritual realization? The message should be heard attentively, and if spoken by a realized soul, it will act on the dormant heart of the conditioned soul. And by continuously hearing, one can attain the perfect stage of self-realization. So we can see the way, our way is way of Shravanam. Our way, main way is to hear attentively. Whether we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Or whether we are hearing Bhagavatam class, and everything we should hear very attentively. And then gradually it will act on our conditioned heart, and by continuously hearing, one can attain perfect stage of self-realization. So there's important instruction, and also how that he didn't just feel love only, Vidur in his heart, he also felt compassion on Dhritarashtra, and he felt his duty to also take him to a higher platform of spiritualization from wherever he was, at least uplift him spiritually, that he felt it is his duty. So in that manner he spoke, but when he spoke, then all the Yadus also came and they also heard from him. Okay, next one. Yes, who's the next? Yes, Anand Vilasni Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Text 15. Abhiprad Arya Madandam Yathavat Aghakarishu Yavad Dadhara Shudratvam Sapad Varsha Satam Yamaha. As long as Vidura played the part of a Shudra, being cursed by Manduk Muni, Aryama officiated at the post of Yamaraj to punish those who committed sinful acts. Purpose. Vidhur, born in the womb of a Shudra woman, was forbidden even to be a party of royal heritage along with his brothers Dhritarashtra and Pandu. Then how could he occupy the post of a preacher to instruct such learned kings and Kshatriyas as Dhritarashtra and Maharaj Yudhishthira? The first answer is that even though it is accepted that he was a Shudra by birth, because he renounced the world for spiritual enlightenment by the authority of Rishi Maitreya and was thoroughly educated by him in transcendental knowledge, he was quite competent to occupy the post of an Acharya or spiritual preceptor. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anyone who is conversant in the transcendental knowledge or the science of Godhead, be he a Brahmana or a Shudra, a householder or a sannyasi, is eligible to become a spiritual master. Even in the ordinary moral codes maintained by Chanakya Pandit and great politician and moralist, there is no harm in taking lessons from a person who may be by birth less than a Shudra. This is one part of the answer. The other is that Vidur was not actually a Shudra. He was to play the part of a so-called Shudra for 100 years, being cursed by Manduk Muni. He was the incarnation of Yamaraj, one of the 12 Mahajans, on the level of which such exalted personalities as Brahma, Narad, Shiv, Kapil, Bhishma, Prahlad, etc. Being a Mahajan, it is the duty of Yamaraj to preach the cult of devotion to the people of the world, as Narad, Brahma, and other Mahajans do. But Yamaraj is always busy in his plutonic kingdom, punishing the doers of sinful acts. Yamaraj is deputed by the Lord to a particular planet some hundreds of thousands of miles away from the planet of Earth to take away the corrupt souls after death and convict them in accordance with their respective sinful activities. Thus, Yamaraj has very little time to take leave from his responsible office of punishing the wrongdoers. There are more wrongdoers than righteous men. Therefore, Yamaraj has to do more work than other demigods who are also authorized agents of the Supreme Lord. But he wanted to preach the glories of the Lord, and therefore, by the will of the Lord, he was cursed by Manduk Muni to come very hard as a great devotee. Such a devotee is neither a Shudra nor a Brahman. He is transcendental to such divisions of mundane society. Just as the personality of Godhead assumes his incarnation as a hog, but he is neither a hog or a Brahma. He is above all mundane creatures. The Lord and his different authorized devotees sometimes have to play the role of many lower creatures to claim the conditioned soul. But both the Lord and his pure devotees are always in the transcendental position. When Yamaraj thus incarnated himself as Vidur, his post was officiated by Aryama, one of the many sons of Kashyap and Aditi. The Adityas are son of Aditi, and there are 12 Adityas. Aryama is one of the 12 Adityas, and therefore it was quite possible for him to take charge of the office of Yamaraj during his 100 years absence in the form of Vidur. The conclusion is that Vidur was never a Shudra, but was greater than the purest type of Brahman.
Hare Krishna. So this is a nice pastime जिसकी ये बात कर रहे हैं कि एक बार कि एक चोर जो है वो एक राजा का खजाना लेके चोरी करके एक राजा के खजाने में से चोरी करके दे वर रनिंग अवे, और जो राजा के सैनिक हैं वो उनका पीछा कर, तो चोर जो है वो भागते भागते जंगल में जाते हैं और वहां पर जाके वो मंडूक मुनि के आश्रम में जाके छिप जाते हैं। और जो मंडूक मुनि है उस समय वो ध्यान कर रहे हैं, और जब सैनिक उधर आते हैं तो उनको पता चलता है कि जो राजा ना वहाँ पर, लॉन्ग स्टोरी, कि वो वहाँ पर हैं और वो उनको जो है गिरफ्तार कर लेते हैं, और वो जो है ना केवल वो जो चोर है बल्कि मंडूक मुनि को भी साथ ले जाते हैं, और उन पे आरोप लगाया जाता है कि इन सब ने मिलकर चोरी की है, और उस प्रकार जो राजा है वो दंड देता है और वो सबके सबको मृत्यु दंड देता है, और एवरीबडी हैज टू डाई। और उसके मृत्यु के बाद जब मंडूक मुनि को यमराज के पास ले जाया जाता है तो पूछते हैं कि मैंने आज तक कोई गलत कार्य नहीं किया, तो मुझे इस तरह अकाल मृत्यु का सामना क्यों करना पड़ा। तो यमराज बताते हैं उनको कि यद्यपि जो मंडूक मुनि है वो एक पुण्य आत्मा है, पर एक बार जब वो छोटे थे, बहुत छोटे थे, तो एक चींटी के जो उड़ने वाले ग्रास हॉपर्स की तरह होते हैं उसके पंख नोच नोच के उसको मार दिया। तो जो ऋषि हैं वे बात सुन के बहुत ही हैरान होते हैं कि इतनी छोटी सी घटना की वजह से उनको अपना जो है उसका दंड इतना ज्यादा मिलना पड़ा। तो वो जो है क्रोधित हो जाते हैं और यमराज को दंड देते हैं कि आप जो है शूद्र के रूप में पृथ्वी पर आपका जन्म। तो उसके बाद जो है फिर वो हमें पता है किस तरह से वो विदुर के रूप में वो व्यासदेव के पुत्र के रूप में वो जन्म लेते हैं, और महाराज पांडु और धृतराष्ट्र के सौतेले भाई। तो ये जो इंटरवोवन स्टोरीज है सारी की सारी, सो दीज वी कैन सी इफ वी रीड महाभारत एंड पुराण, then we would find how all these stories are interwoven and how the devotees of the Lord, they take advantage of them. Like Chitraketu, or like Yamaraj. So he didn't say, oh, why you are cursing me? I am just an official. I am just doing it officially. I am not, these rules are not created by me. है ना, जो भी नियम बंधे हैं भगवान के हैं उसके अनुसार मैं शासन कर रहा हूँ, उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला। और बल्कि आचार्य बताते हैं कि that he had the desire to preach. He wanted to go attend Krishna's pastime and he wanted to preach. So then Krishna arranged in such a manner where he goes and he fulfilled his desire like this. So इस तरह से हम समझ सकते हैं कि ये जो these subtle nuances inside how they play, and also unki position, though he was technically a Shudra, बट प्रभुपाद जो है वो चैतन्य महाप्रभु का जो फेमस श्लोक है चैतन्य चरितामृत से मध्य लीला से कि कीवा विप्र कीवा न्यासी शूद्र के नया, हाँ यही कृष्ण तत्व वेता सही गुरु है। तो ये जो है कि गुरु कि जो भी कृष्ण को तत्व को जानता है वही गुरु। इट डजंट मैटर ही इज अ ब्रह्मचारी, ही इज अ वानप्रस्थ, ही इज अ गृहस्थ, ही इज अ क्षत्रिय, ही इज अ वैश्य, ही इज और शूद्र, यही कृष्ण तत्व वेता सही गुरु। हाँ, रामानंद राय को चैतन्य महाप्रभु बताते हैं। सो तो इस तरह से हमें कभी भी वैष्णव को इस दृष्टि से नहीं देखना चाहिए कि ये अमेरिकन है या ये बंगाली है या ये ऑस्ट्रेलियन है, और ये पंजाबी है या बनिए है, लाइक दिस। So we should understand the person who understands Krishna Tattva, that person is fit to become a Guru. So that is how हम लोग अपने जो इस्कॉन संस्था है इसके अंदर प्रैक्टिस भी ऐसे करते हैं। We don't see people from that दृष्टिकोण, like this. So this is the understanding from this wonderful purpose which is coming, and हम लोग इन भक्ति में डूबे हुए तात्पर्यों में रोज आके डुबकी लगाते हैं। हरे कृष्णा। So our time is up. I'm sorry, Mataji, I couldn't read. So tomorrow we can read. So Hare Krishna. If anyone has question or comment, we can take. Otherwise, we end the session now. Okay. Vacha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhayeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo granthrashram bhagavatam ki jai, Jagad Shri Prabhupada ki jai, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण।
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। मैं श्लोक का 8 तक सुना सकता हूँ, चैप्टर 15 के।
चैप्टर 15 का चैप्टर 8 तक सुना सकते हो? चलो सुनाओ।
श्री भगवान उवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधशाखमश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखा पुनः प्रवृद्धा विषया प्रवाला अधश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्य न रूपमस्य इह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न जाते न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा। अश्वत्थमेनं सविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यं यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूया तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यथा प्रवृत्ति प्रसृता पुराणे निर्माणमोहाजितसङ्ग दोषा अध्यात्म नित्या विनिवृत कामा द्वन्द्वैर्मुक्तसंज्ञै गच्छन्त्य मूढा पदमागयं तत् न तद्भाष्यते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम मम वैंसो जीवलोके जीवभूता सनातना मनसिष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानिकर्षति शरीरं यादवापनोति यच्चापि उत्क्रामतीश्वर हृत्वैतानि संयते वायोर्गन्धानैवासयात्। प्रभु जी you are unmute.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm saying कि आपने पूरे 8 श्लोक याद कर लिए और पुरुषोत्तम मंत्र के अंदर तो जो बाकी के 12 श्लोक हैं वो भी याद करो आप। तो सबसे छोटा चैप्टर है और ये पुरुषोत्तम मंत्र के अंदर पुरुषोत्तम योग का पूरा आप अध्याय कर सकते हो।
ओके प्रभु जी।
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.